Hi Sagittarius, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot, and I'm here with your September 2018 reading. I'm sticking with the format that I did last month, so it's a 3-card spread with the first card indicating what to focus on this month, the second card indicating what to set aside for the month, and the third card indicating just an additional consideration for the month. This month I'm reading with Kim Kranz's Wild Unknown deck, which if you follow tarot, you're probably pretty familiar with it because it's very popular. And that's it for now. I'll just get right into your reading then. So you actually you drew all reversals this month, which is interesting. In the position of what you need to focus on this month, you drew the moon reversed. So the moon we tend to associate with kind of like the mind, unknown, sometimes fears and anxieties depending on the situation and the reading. You know, because the moon casts this darkness, and it's just sort of like a good metaphor for not being able to see as clearly as, you know, during the day when the sun is shining, and like, you know, accordingly the sun card is much more of a everything's beautiful, like everything's lit up, like things are going great for you. And the moon is not necessarily that things are going, it's not like the complete reverse, like things are going poorly for you. It's just, it's harder to see what's going on, and it's easier to worry and for doubt to be introduced. However, with the moon reversed, you can see that the moon is actually kind of at the bottom here. It's not sort of like the main player of this. I'm gonna need to pause this real quick because my parrot is being loud and I'm gonna have to find another room for him. Continues to be really hard because I'm in an apartment, so I don't have lots of rooms that are far away and that make him quieter, but I'm gonna give it a shot, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thanks. Thanks. Hopefully he'll be quieter over there. We'll find out. But so with the moon reversed, you're really just kind of dealing with moving on from some of those feelings of anxiety and apprehension that you've already been through. So this month, your goal and your focus is to really kind of like boost your self-esteem up a little bit. Remember who you are. Remember your strengths, rather than trying to, if you're someone who kind of reframes things a lot as, oh, well, even though if you're a pessimist, which I am, so I can totally relate, this month is going to be about you letting go of some sort of like mental disruptions, if you will, that you've been having lately. Or maybe you haven't had them lately, but they're going to be introduced this month. And so when those things come your way, you just want to be sure that you're not taking that stuff to heart and like letting situations define you as a person. It's really important to not do that, because we all have behavior. We all go through things that are hard and that are ugly, but it doesn't mean that that's indicative of us as people. It's indicative of a situation or a circumstance or a particular mood we are in. It doesn't mean that we are that. Anyway, so that's gonna be your focus for the month. Your set aside for the month is the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Should have silenced that phone. To the 5 of Pentacles upright, we'll just do that first. I hope it's not annoying that I keep talking about the upright positions, but I find it kind of a good frame of reference to talk about what the card is upright, to then understand like the different energy it's at. And also I'm only more recently working with reversals, and so it's helpful for me too. So thanks for bearing with me. But basically, the Five of Pentacles is a card of struggle. You can see it's very much this rose wilting and like it's losing a petal there. It can mean, it means rough times, and often associated with health things. It is in the minor arcana though, so it's not an overwhelming health struggle. It's not like being on your deathbed or anything like that, so don't be like so alarmed. But with it reversed, it's again similar to the moon reversed. You're kind of like recovering from, if you have gone through a health situation or health scare recently, or even just something that's like more common but still really unpleasant. Maybe you had the flu. It's not really flu season. I don't know why I said that, but you know, just as an example of some things that you could be going through, that's going to turn around this month. But this card is also in the position of your sad side, and so the cards are really asking you to kind of to not only be thinking in more loving ways and more helpful and productive ways to yourself, but also not focusing and not dwelling on what you've just been through. Not necessarily a sickness, could be just a hard time. It's Pentacle suit, so it could be related to work, or so having a tough time at work, or even loss of a job potentially. But in this position of to set aside for the month, you're being asked to, I don't know how to say it without it. It sounds a little insulting to phrase it this way, but to not dwell on it. Which isn't to say that you can't feel it. You should be feeling it. It's obviously a situation that was pretty hard, or is pretty hard. You're still going through it. But the key is to focus on things that make you happy, even if those are little things, and just not, you don't want to live here. We all have to visit here sometimes, but we don't want to live here. And sometimes it's easy to kind of unintentionally take up residency, so just be mindful of that this month. And then, yes, finally, in your position of additional considerations, you drew the Seven of Swords. Which is another card that it's kind of been, you're kind of going through it a little bit maybe this month. Again, we'll just do this sort of upright thing that I've been talking about. Upright, the Seven of Swords can be kind of about trying to get away with something, being a little bit sneaky. Here, this fox is sort of sitting on the last sword and covering it up, and you know, it's got this cute little eye peeking out to almost see if he's being caught or something along those lines. But when we have it reversed, it's the situation changing. So it's not necessarily that you were being sneaky or someone around you is being sneaky, but that there's still just this sort of mental discomfort because it is a sword suit. Also, there's the mental discomfort of, you know, the moon, even though it's reversed and things are turning around for the better. It seems like you're just very much in your head this month. And so, I mean, there is the message for, as you're healing from this and as you're moving on, you do want to do so as honestly as you can. You might be feeling a bit defensive because of the things that have been going on with you, but it's not the time to kind of try to cover up your tracks or make things seem like they were rosier than they actually were. It's just, you know, just be forthright with what's going on, whether that's with friends or family. You know, you'll always get more people who are willing to help if they understand. Try not to let pride get in the way, I would say, is what the Seven of Swords here is cautioning or asking you to do this month. So that's your reading for the month. I know it's a little bit of a it's not like the rosiest reading of all time, but things are turning around, and I think that, like, honestly, like, a lot of the signs that I've read for so far have had kind of a tough time, I think, or will have a little bit of a tough time this month. They're sort of recovering from a tough time from August. And so, you know, back to school, changing of seasons, that kind of stuff can be hard and can create some bumps in the road. So you're not alone. But hopefully you found this reading useful. If you did, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you hit the bell icon next to subscribe, you'll be automatically notified as soon as I upload all of the videos for each month, which I do before the first of the month, so that you can have a little bit of time to watch the video, you know, before the month and digest, like, what's ahead, think about it, ponder it, that kind of stuff. So that's it for September for you, Sag. I'm going to pause this and pan down so that you can see the 3 cards together, in case you're a visual person and that's helpful. Okay, see you next month. So as you can see, you've got your Moon reversed, your 5 of Pentacles reversed, and your 7 of Swords reversed. Thanks for tuning in.